Hello, this is Mrs. B and segment 3. Segment 3 is about supplies and getting ready. There's some supplies that these kids need and that you need that they really have to have prepared before you start the first lesson. I strongly recommend you find some music to play while they write. Um, Classical Beethoven with ocean sounds is what I use. I really like that. It relaxes the kids. Kids also need a spiral notebook and a folder. The spiral notebook is what they do their daily writing on and write in class on. And the reason I use a spiral is because kids lose things. It's so much easier to have all the papers connected. Trust me on that one. The next one is in their folder, they need to have some basic supplies. They need to have something called six-trait writing model. I've used this for years. It's my definite favorite way of organizing the editing and revising process. Six-trait writing model has 6 different traits that the kids need to focus on in order to improve their writing, in order to edit and revise. The first one is ideas and content. The kids need to think about what ideas they are trying to express and enjoy the creativity of that process. And they need to think about organization structure. They need to learn to hear voice. And so that's something we talk about in every lesson, to find their authentic voice in their writing and to be able to hear it in other children's writings and in authors that are published in their writings. To be able to note whether they're hearing sentence fluency, whether the sentences look and sound like they belong together, and conventions. Conventions are the nuts and bolts, spelling, grammar, all the things that attach to that. That's the part that kids find awfully boring. Save that to last. Don't even talk about conventions until they have the basic organization ideas, word choice completely finished. And the last step before publishing is rewriting after working on the conventions, which is grammar and spelling. And I tell them at the very beginning, when they start to write, don't think about spelling now. It's not time for spelling. Spelling comes at the end. Grammar comes at the end. So it's important to note that they must have the freedom to bring forth their own voice of things they're interested in and passionate in order to write well. That must happen for them at the beginning of the process. And so that's your job, to make things calm, happy, and make them free so that their creative part of their brain works, that there's not stress and tension. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So to sum this up, they need supplies, and before you ever have the first lesson, make sure you have all the supplies ready for them to access.